Every day, we see new AI tools for video creators. What are some you actually use? And it's hard to get a legitimate answer to this question because AI incentivizes a lot of gimmicky tools, a lot of cash grabs, like automated channels, faceless channels, things of that nature. And because of all this noise, the average creator has a very difficult time finding the actual tools that can help in an organized workflow fashion. Luckily for us, I built this site. And it goes through my entire process of creating content by different category. I want to go through all of the different AI tools that I use within each category. My name is Riley Brown. I've been creating content for about 18 months now, and I've worked with many clients and actively work with bigger creators who actually implement these tools into their workflow. Every single tool that I mentioned today will be a tool that I rely on or one of my clients heavily rely on to generate at least one form of content. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just dive into it. So the first section I want to discuss is ideation. And this is like ideation, anything that falls within that research and ideation process, I put in this first section right here. So first on the list is what I believe to be the most underrated tool on this entire list. This will bring immediate value to your content business, guaranteed, 100%. And this tool is Cubby. Cubby allows you to create, well, cubbies. And I created this cubby, it's called Colin and Samir. And I've pasted 3 videos of their podcasts in here. And let's start off with this CEO of Instagram. I've asked it a question. I said, list all of the relevant changes to Instagram recently with sources. And it immediately answered this question, and I can click on the link and it takes me to that part of the video. Let's say I like that part of the video. We can highlight this and we can then add a note. Say, turn this into a commentary reel, and we can hit send. And then we can go back to that immediate summary. So let's go back to the chat. So let's say we want to highlight this one as well. Let's say you also thought this was interesting. You can highlight this and you can add a note, post on Facebook, and you can also add a tag. And so let's say you just have a Facebook tag for this cubby. This allows you to save different clips for different platforms, because later you can actually go up in here and hit tags, and then you can click on Facebook and you can click on the highlights and it'll show you all of the highlights with that specific tag. Let's go ahead and do another one. In bullets, what were the questions the interviewers asked the CEO of Instagram and cite sources? And so this should pick up on all of the questions that you asked and allow us to go to that specific part of the clip. But I promise it gets significantly cooler. The first thing we wanted to ask you, you're the head of Instagram, so we can click on this and we can see that the first thing we wanted to ask you, and it took us to the answer, which is pretty cool, but we can highlight. This is the first question. Here's the next question. How do you get to that point? And it just lists all of these different questions. Highlight this answer really quick. And do you feel responsible for Mark's new style? No, but I very much love it. And we can highlight both the question and the answer. And let me show you this part. So I think we've highlighted 5 clips so far. We can just right click on any of these highlights and we can hit download highlighted clips. And it's going to download those 5 highlighted clips as MP4 files. We can just name those Instagram.zip and it will immediately download to our files. So if we go to Finder, Downloads, we click on Instagram zip, check this out. We have all of those videos.
The first we wanted to ask you is, you're the head of Instagram, and we were trying to think in our head, like, what does that job mean? Like, what does your day-to-day look like?
And all of those highlights, word for word.
I think it was mostly just because I was reliable. I wasn't very good. I just have a lot of range, so I'm a decent and
So you can download these and you can use them in content. All right, now let's move to the next tool. And the next tool I want to discuss is Perplexity. Let's say we're doing research for, a YouTube video. We can say, tell me about the history of content creation dating back to the early 2000s. In-depth report that outlines the different hardware and platforms used. Let's just go ahead and enter this. When you turn Pro on, it will actually search the internet in iterations. And here we have this detailed outline showing all of the different cameras used, software platforms, blogging platforms, LiveJournal, Blogger, macro media, MySpace, Facebook, all the way down. Hardware, software, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, WordPress, Adobe Creative Suite, Final Cut Pro, GarageBand, and it takes us through each of the different eras. The key trends in Switch, democratization of content creation, influencer culture, notable changes in content types, etc., etc. And you can ask follow-up questions. And we can just click on one of these follow-ups. But one of the cool things is it actually surfaces images as well. So it finds this really cool graphic for us to see right here, which kind of shows us from 1985 to 2015. And we can see all these different images that it's pulling from the web as well. This one is significantly more recent. If you want to find this original source, you just come up here at the top and you're going to press this button and it will actually open that website that has that information on it. And it has the full article here. But one of their new features is called pages. And so let's imagine we wanted to make this go as long as we want and have different sections that are generated by AI that we can share with our editing team. If you hit convert to page, it will take this main question and convert it into basically into editable pages. And these are pages that so you can remove each section. And so let's say the mid to late 2000s, we have innovations, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, early 2000s. So we can actually add media and it will find media on this and we can hit change and we can, let's use this one instead. And you can actually find media and organize information on the internet into these clean reports and say impact of TikTok algorithm on all of social media. And we can choose whether we want it to just be text, if we want it to be concise or detailed, and we can do in bullets, or we can actually do table. And if we select table, it will generate a table answer of this question. And we can see here that the feature content discovery, algorithm focus, user integration, content format, personalization, speed, user effort, and then we can say future predictions of short form platforms. And we can see what people are saying in terms of predictions. And we get this nice, cleanly formatted table right here. So we can publish this page and we can copy this link. And let's say we want to go to a new tab, we just paste it in, and this is where it'll take us. And so you can send this to anyone. I really hope they add the ability to highlight a certain part so that you can add your own comments. I think this would be very useful for writing YouTube scripts. And so this is my mind. And whenever I scroll Twitter, I'm saving a lot of things to my mind, things that are interesting. I don't use this tool that much anymore for like my content specific things, but anything I find interesting because it makes everything I find immediately accessible, even if it's something like an image. I can hit meme and it will pull up all of the different memes that I've saved or anytime I mentioned meme. But you can also do something like, because we're going to get to these tools in a second, I can type in Runway and it'll show me all of the uses of Runway and I can click on this really quickly and this will take me directly to the reel, right? And this will show me that part of, this is a video talking about Runway's new features. And these are just things that I very quickly saved. When you're using the mobile app, all you do is you hit share to my mind and you can share all these different things. I think I've saved over 4,000 things here. But you can also type in these two vertical lines right here and type in Pika. And so this will show me anything that involves Runway or Pika, right? If you just do one slash, it'll be Runway and Pika. Like both have to be true. This is either or. And what I can also do is I can do Runway, Pika, MidJourney, or Magnific, and it will do all four of these, and you can very quickly save this as a smart space. So you're organizing all of the interesting things that you find. It could be a YouTube video, just like Cubby, except the only thing is all of this is designed. Their founder is very focused on your own personal privacy, so you can't share this with your team, so it makes it very not useful for me because I have a big team and I want to be able to share things from my mind with my team. So I wish they would just make a team version of this. But if you're more personal driven and you want to use this as just a mind board that you can search, that's very, very simple. I highly recommend it. And so we can put creative visual tools. And so these are, and so you can pick a color. Let's make it red, finish and save. So now when you go to everything, you hit spaces, you can see that we have this creative visual tools. And like, I like it when you hover over it, it kind of gives you a preview of what's in it. And you can click on it and it is all, and these will actually add things. So as I add something from MidJourney into my mind, which you can also download the extension. So if I'm on Twitter, I click on this, I can hit the extensions. On Chrome, it'll be on the top right. I can hit extensions and my mind, and it will very quickly add it to your mind. You can quickly add a tag. Let's say this is a swag tag, and you can add notes. Use this in presentation, which is why I wish I could send this to my team, because I've been taking notes and adding tags to things, which would be very useful information for my team to have, but they won't allow that. So keep that in mind. The first tool I want to discuss is MidJourney, and we're going to do a rapid fire walkthrough of what this tool can do. So you're going to start off on the Explore page. If you ever want to use an image as a reference, you're like, oh damn, this image is really sick. All you got to do is drag it up to the top. Let's do a style reference, and let's say Mark Zuckerberg looking into his cell phone, smiling and laughing, wearing a chain necklace, looking into his cell phone, laughing. And we can hit Command Enter, so we can go to the creations that we've made. Look at this. So like, I mean, this would actually be a fun thumbnail, right? So now let's go through some of the other features. So let's say we want to use this as like a thumbnail, right? What we can do is we can hit Repaint. Let's select this part of the image, and we're actually going to keep the style reference. So we're going to remove everything else, and we're going to say text overlay graphic, big white letters that says, I own everyone. And since I am using this turbo option, this actually creates them at a much faster pace. And let's see how that turns out. I'm going to go through the ones that might work and favorite them. Now this one might work actually, because we can actually edit this again. We can do repaint, and we can say, we can go dash dash no letters, and hopefully it gets rid of that I, because I own everyone would actually work there. And so I think by the time we reach the next MidJourney model, it should be better at text. And there we go. By using the repaint feature, we basically got rid of that other I. And so now it's I own everyone. Now here it has this like weird thumbnail, which we can then use repaint again. We've successfully created this I own everyone, Mark Zuckerberg laughing thumbnail. I think this is pretty engaging. I don't know how it would perform, but we created a thumbnail. I just think the most powerful one is this repaint feature, because I can just select this part right here, and now we can just go Elon Musk. This also works with Elon. I guess which one works the best? I mean, look at this right here. I actually kind of like this style. I'm gonna save this this style reference. I really do like it. So on MidJourney, I've actually generated this other image, and I've opened up another tool that's not even on this list. This is called Face Fusion. I'm just going to use it for images. If you use it for videos, that's how you make deep, and it's really easy to use. So we can actually upload Elon's face as the target here, and then we can upload my face right here. So I will be put onto Elon's face, and there we go. There's my face on Elon's, which is actually significantly funnier in my opinion. And we can immediately start this. This should take only a few seconds. Now we can download this, and here it is, full screen. There's my face on Elon's face. And so you can use that for thumbnails. If you have an image that looks somewhat like you, but you want to make the face into, you want your full face on that character, it can also lead to really funny memes. And you can also use it, so don't do that. And so I'm sure a lot of people have heard this one. So this is Gen 3, which is the best publicly available video generator. Man walking up to fridge on top of a mountain, and we can generate a 10-second clip of that. Or we could go a clown walking up to a fridge. This one is not as precise as I want. Like, you can't do image to video yet. I guarantee that very soon you're going to be able to take a MidJourney image, upload it to Runway, and you can actually create some dynamic movement. Man walking up to a fridge on a mountain, and we see here that, you know, okay, a man walking up to a fridge on a mountain, looks like an advertisement. Still not fully smooth. Here's the clown walking up to a fridge on a mountain. This one is significantly creepier. Similar idea. Gen 5, I think, is when we're going to start seeing a lot more AI generated movies and like AI, like really high quality videos. Right now, it's just still a little bit shaky. It lacks consistency. Obviously, it lacks sound, but we'll get to that in 1 second. Pika is also another AI video creation tool. I'm not going to dive too far into that. I don't think it's as good as Runway yet at this point, but I think they're going to come out with an update very soon. When Pika gets better, I'll talk about that more, but it's very similar to Runway, where it's in kind of this in-betweener stage. The people who like to use it are the experimenters, which I love. I'm all for experimenting. I just don't think it creates outputs that are really usable in a lot of content situations. You have to be really creative, or you're using a lot of manual hacks to like get it to actually look pretty good. If you want to create dynamic movement, I actually recommend Leapix. I guess Leapix just converted their name to Immersity.ai. Let's say we want to upload an image here. Let's get this raw image of Mark Zuckerberg right here. What we can do is we can upload this image of Mark Zuckerberg, and we can actually create depth and movement. We can change the amount of motion. And so we can actually make this faster or slower, and then we can export this. So here is the video that I just downloaded. So now it's kind of Mark Zuckerberg, and it's got nice movement to it. So that's a fun little tool to use if you want to get a few seconds of B-roll from an image. I think it makes it a little bit more dynamic and interesting. I'm sure these can be used in Reels. Especially if you add music, it can be a lot of fun. It's funny, those are also not on there. So we've gone through MidJourney. If we go to Runway, so I'm actually working on a project on Cubby right now. I'll talk about that in a few weeks. One I want to discuss is Magnific. And so what Magnific does, Magnific is, I think it is probably the best upscaler. I do think it's a little expensive, but what we can do is we can upload an image. Let's say we upload this image of me as Elon Musk. If we open up this image, we'll see that it's not super clear. Like it's kind of blurry. Let's say we want to upscale this to a massive image and we want to make it go 4. We're going to turn the creativity down. We can hit upscale. This is a 4x upscale. So before, after. It maintained the general shape of my face and the Elon face. It very much looks very similar. Before, after. Let's go up. We can actually just come up here. We can download this file, PNG, and we can click on it like this. And there you go. Look at the detail of that image right there. Like, look at that. That's crazy. And that is still, like, maintains the general structure of my face on Elon Musk's face. That's crazy. So we have 11 Labs. And so 11 Labs actually has dialogue and sound effects. So let's go ahead and take a look at 11 Labs. The first thing that we can do is we can do text to speech. Hello, this is text to speech. How frickin' cool is this? Exclamation point, generate speech. Hello, this is text to speech. How frickin' cool is this? This is Riley's voice that he made in like 30 seconds. And I can generate this speech. Hello, this is text to speech. How frickin' cool is this? This is Riley's voice that he made in like 30 seconds. So in order to create your own voice, I go like this and hit find more voices, and then it takes you to this part, and then you're gonna hit my voices, and then we can hit add new voice, and we can do instant voice cloning. Here, all you need to do is upload an audio recording of like a minute of yourself speaking, and then type your name here. Hit add voice. Now you can add a voiceover. If you want to create one that's really good, I have not done this yet. This is professional voice cloning. This requires like 20 to 30 minutes of a very solid voice recording uploaded, but it gets your voice nearly perfect every single time, as long as you give like your different expressions, like your happy voice or your excited voice, and you also talk gloomy. It'll be able to get your range of expressions, your audio expressions down very well. Hello, this is text to speech. How freaking cool is this? I can immediately go to speech, and I can upload this audio. Let's say I actually spoke this out with my real words. I can upload the audio as long as you want. It just takes up more credits. And what you can do here is we can change it to Arnold.
There's power in looking silly and not caring.
So we can press Arnold and we can generate speech. Now it's going to go straight from speech to speech.
Hello, this is text-to-speech. How freaking cool is this? This is Riley's voice that he made in like 30 seconds.
Pretty cool. What I actually want to show you really quickly is another tool I forgot to include in the video one, and that is Synthesia. We can actually create a new video, and you can create an avatar for yourself. But let's say you just want to use your own voice with a different character. This allows you to pick any character. And what you can do here, file. In this case, I'm going to upload the audio file that I just created with my own voice from 11 Labs. And what this will allow me to do is it will allow me, hello, this is text-to-speech. How freaking cool is this? This is Riley's voice that he made in like 30 seconds. And what I didn't do on this one is include it on a green background. This is my character Steve. I actually use this character Steve in my videos when I miss something, and then I will just use the Ultra key in Premiere Pro to get rid of the background, and he'll just pop up over my videos and be like, Riley Brown forgot to mention that you can do this, this, and this, and this. And it actually adds a layer of, it just makes it more dynamic if you have just like another AI generated character to come in and provide info that you missed if you don't want to go back and shoot. And here I even interviewed Steve, and this one got 500,000 views, 71,000 likes.
You're on your podcast again. To answer your question.
This is Steve. He is a ChatGPT chatbot, and I wrote him a long-winded avatar last week. And so here's one that I used just 11 Labs and MidJourney to create a video that got 1.1 million views.
McDonald's has caused shockwaves with the recent launch of its fully automated restaurant.
So the next cool feature about 11 Labs is sound effects. I've been changing up my content style a little bit on Instagram, and I've been using these sound effects a lot with like whooshes and risers. Both of these are 11 Labs sound effects. These humanoid robots are not getting nearly enough. And I think the best one is just intense riser, right? Intense riser. And we're going to change the settings to, let's make this, let's do 8 seconds. So 8 seconds of intense riser. And we're going to hit generate sound effects here. And so these will all be 8 seconds. And these are great to put at the beginning of your videos to add suspense. And so I really do think this is a really cool tool, especially if you're a video editor and you're going to get a lot more detail oriented. And I'm not much of a sound technician, but I have someone on my video editing staff who is quite good at this, and he's been using this a ton. So here's generation number 1. So imagine this. You won't believe the quality of this AI tool. You won't believe the quality of this AI tool. You know, the riser just adds a cool element to to your videos. And so let's take a look at this one. This is a ding, and we could do a flag blowing in the wind. Here is the voice isolator, right? So you can do a voice isolator model. So if you ever have any background noise, you can upload the audio of your video and you can immediately, it'll actually isolate it. So take a look at this.
Background noise from your video? Use our new voice isolator model for crystal clear audio every time.
And so this is another one that I think is underutilized. This allows you to generate AI music. You can create music with AI, and it is fast ascending into very high quality music. So let's choose a style of music here. So let's just go ahead and do, I really like deep soul, intense orchestra. I like the deep music. We can actually go to the Colin and Samir YouTube video. Let's just select all this text. We're going to go to Claude and say, create an intense 8-bar song that shows these key themes in a hilarious yet in a way, like a satire of some kind. Be creative. Give me 4 options here. This is a podcast with Colin Samir. So we're going to generate some music lyrics. All right, so now let's just grab this verse right here. We are going to paste these lyrics in right here as Deep Soul Intense Orchestra and MKBHD Colin Samir. All right, so now we can create, watch how fast we can create these songs. I think we can do up to 10 at a time, and now it's generating these songs. Okay, so now we're listening to one of them.
Got them algorithm blues, yeah. Trying to make more and better too, oh yeah. CPMs are high, but I won't sell out. Just making videos about what I care about. TikTok's blowing up, but I'm sticking to my guns. YouTube's my home, where the real money runs. Innovation slow, but we keep on pushing. 10% growth, that's our resolution.
As you can see, that's a little theme song to this. So right now, Suno and Udio are neck and neck in video production. So I separated this from video creation. These are tools like Descript. I am filming this video right now on Descript. This is actually going to be a section of this video. I film off the cuff a lot of the times. If we want to go full screen, we can see here that I can edit this video just by removing text, but they added this AI underlord, right, which will allow me to shorten word gaps very easily. And so all of the pauses that are more than 0.5 seconds, as you can see here, there are 115 of them. You can literally go shorten all, and it will immediately shorten all of those word gaps, but I wouldn't do that because you don't necessarily want to have no pacing. Sometimes pauses are good. Sometimes pauses during product demos are good. It allows the viewer to actually see what's going on. So I can hit Command Z and put all those back in there. But the underlord, I don't know why they chose the name underlord, but it is kind of growing on me. You can also remove all the filler words. If I click remove filler words, there's 14 uhs and ums, which I definitely need to get better at. The underlord also does remove bad takes. So if I say one thing and then I go back to repeat it, it'll actually remove the bad take. And this is only getting better and better. At the very end of the video, you can immediately do a YouTube description, and you can actually copy and paste someone else's YouTube description into this. So I can go to YouTube and I could go to a Colin and Samir video. And if I click on the video right here, I can very easily click on this right here, and I can copy this YouTube description, and I can bring it back to Descript. I can paste it in here for examples and hit submit. And this will actually use your styling for my video, because now it's going to look at this. And so in this video, we discuss the essential tools for content creators, and it maintains the style, and it even gives me a title here. One feature Descript has that I really like is if you click on yourself here, and you go to Underlord and you go to Effects. If you come down to here and you hit green screen, I'm not going to do it now because it takes a little bit and I don't want to do it because that's not the style that I'm doing for this video. It will actually remove the background right away. We discussed Face Fusion already. That tool that I use to put my face on Elon Musk, that actually works at an every frame level. So if you use Run Diffusion, which is the tool that allows you to use these open source softwares, and then the software or the program that you use on Run Diffusion, which is called Face Fusion, you can then take a video of Elon, and then I can put my face while he's speaking. This is considered a deepfake, and this can be very dangerous, which is why I think the tool doesn't get as much notice as it should, because I think Face Fusion is so incredibly amazing. And so there's another one that I think is the best way for video recording for short form creators, and I think it is a better filmer than anything. It is a better app for filming than even something like Cap. So here's a video that I made the other day on Super Creator that I haven't posted, but I'll play it right now.